There we go. All right, so we're going to learn in 12 steps how to create a bold, informative content on your phone. So, step one is if you have a phone, which everyone should have a phone by now, create a basic text document, right? And in that basic text document, you just want to kind of do a bulleted outline. So in this one, you can kind of see this is kind of like a duality. I'm going to show you live exactly what we're doing, and I'm using the example of what I'm doing for the example at the same time. So I created a document and I put create text document. That's step one, right? Step two is figuring out like the headline. So in this case, I'm gonna scroll down to show you some variable headlines. These headlines that are in this document, you'll see that there's a number associated to them. So there's a software I'm going to show you here shortly that kind of tells me if this headline is a good headline or not. And again, I'm going for the highest number possible. I've been trying to get 100 since I learned this program probably 6 years ago. I've yet to get 100, so don't kill yourself. I always say look at it from the colors. There's yellow, red, and green. As long as you're in the green, then you're good. A 70 or higher in the score is saying that that's a pretty decent headline. So you kind of see the headline I went with is the last one after doing these variables, and I got an 84. I'm going to show you what that program looks like so you can kind of see what you're going to get access to. So obviously I'm using the free account. There's a paid account as well, but you can type in the headlines and it'll give you numbers and it'll tell you exactly what those are. You can see that 84 right there. And I'm going to go ahead and copy one of the 70s in so you can kind of see why did I change it? Why did I not stop at 70? Scroll back up, click on that. All right, so I'm just going to put this headline in there, paste, hit analyze. So it's going to say, well, this one, I think I fixed it. So in the headline, you can kind of see it's telling me the yellow are common words, the purple is a power word, an emotional word is green, and the common words or uncommon words being used. And again, it's going to calculate them based upon a weighted system. So on the left hand side of the screen, you can see everything that's in green. Ideally, if you get everything in green, you should have pretty close to a 100, but obviously that's damn near impossible. As you scroll down, you'll also see there's a word count. I try to keep the words in the green. There's a character count. I try to keep that within the green as well. The type of headline, again, this headline is saying step by step, and that's what we're doing. I try to keep the reading grade level at a really young age, and you can kind of see that that's seventh grader or younger level. Is the sentiment positive? And again, I'm using that positive keyword of bold. And is it clear? And can someone skim it and get the general information? So learn in 12 informative content on your phone. So that's why that score is so high for that particular headline. And again, you want to run your headlines through this because again, you may be at a 70, you may be at a 60, but by knowing what you need to change and how to change it, you'll get a higher score and get better conversions and it'll be more valuable as a headline. So then we're going to go into number three, which this document is. I'm going to start writing bullets. Step one, step two, step three, step four. Now, as you get this content built out, and if you're not sure what content you want to do, I would say go to Answer the Republic and just type in a regular keyword. You can go to answerrepublic.com. You could type in real estate. You could type in marketing. And what it's going to do is going to then render all the different information that's being searched for on Google right now, and it's going to change them into questions. Who, what, why, how, and then now you have content to then answer those questions. So look at it from a standpoint of how do I get my credit score up to buy my first property? Here's 10 steps for that. Make that headline, run the headline through, see if that headline is valuable, and then what you do is just build out the steps to get that done. So then number four, it's launching word swag. So those that are not familiar with word swag is your best friend when it comes down to creating content. So give it a second for it to load. I think this program, it's a free version and you can pay $6 to get an unlimited license for it. On the bottom, you can take a picture, you can go to your library, and it also has a free art engine in it. In this case, I'm just going to type in something random like dog. And we're going to get a little design, right? So all the random dogs, I'm looking for something that's going to catch someone's attention. This bad boy should do it well enough. Then from here, if you go into the steps, right? The other step is pick a size. So I can make this into a square. I can make this into 9 by 6. And 9 by 6 is essentially TikTok, Reels, and Stories. 16 by 9 is YouTube. 4 by 3, if you happen to have an old ass TV, that's a 4 by 3. But again, everyone has flat screen TV, so 16 by 9 is where you need to be. In this case, I'm going to do a 9 by 16. I selected it, I cropped it. Then the next step is going to put copy. You double click on the copy, and in this case, I'm just going to put my headline in here. There's the headline. I'm going to click done. And if you look on the left hand side, it actually has a built-in generator. So it can actually generate content for you. It can generate classic quotes, hungry motivation quotes. A lot of times you'll see like these random images and you're wondering where they get the quotes from. Well, this software does all that for you. So you really don't have to find quotes. You can just literally click on one of the headlines on the left and it'll generate a quote for you. In my case, I'm putting my actual headline in there. I'm going to hit done, and now the headline's there. Next thing I'm going to do is, if you look at the bottom, and this is I think step 5 or 6 in the list, is I want to pick the style. So you can kind of see, I'll bring it up so you can kind of see it. Stylistically, there's multiple different styles, right? So you're just looking for something that ideally works for something that's bold, something that, and I can tell you the one I'm going to pick because I already know it. And the one I'm going to pick is shout out because it kind of matches my brand. It's bold. And then at the bottom, you see these numbers and you see the dice. If I click the dice, it's just going to randomly give me different options for the same exact font style. So again, you can kind of create really quick, well-designed items just by hitting random. In this case, I can hit 1, 2, 3, 5, and I'm essentially trying to get back to the original one. And obviously, once you hit random, it's just going to keep randomizing them until you find what you want. So in this case, it's not going to probably do what I want it to do, but there we go. So I'm going to go with that. That's good enough for now. Then I'm going to hit save. It automatically saves to my phone. The next part is obviously you have to brand it. So before you share it, you go to add logo. And in this case, my logo is already there. So I'm going to say same logo as last time. There's my logo. I'll shrink it down. Maybe I want to put it in his eyeballs just for the hell of it, just to make it look weird and be like, what the hell is that? So now I have a branded piece of work. I have my tagline on there. I'm going to hit save. Boom. That image is now done. So the next step is like, how do I take my 12 steps and convert those 12 steps into images like this? So I'll go back, and again, everything's already there, stat. It's going to go back to the original screen. Then I'm going to say pick from library. And in here, I already created some general images, right? So I created an image earlier to where I have the screen that I'm showing you that we're talking about right now as essentially step 1 per se, right? Well, actually, that's step 4. Let me go to step 1 is this one. So this is my step 1. I could zoom it in. I can click next. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my note document. I'm going to copy step 1. And again, I'm just creating this as content for content's sake. I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to highlight it. I'm just going to paste it. Now I have my step 1. Now I could change the colors as well because this is a darker image. I can make it white. I can put it on top, whatever I want to do with it. So now I have my screenshot of my first image with the crazy looking dog. I have my step 1. I can click save, add the logo. And again, you can upsize, change, rotate, whatever you want. Hit save. Now I have 2 images. I have my main image as my cover art. I have my first step. And I'm just going to show you guys one more step that way. And I'm going to go to my document to verify. So step 2 is I want to create a headline. I'm going to copy that headline copy in there. I'm going to go back to my image and I'm going to try to find which one is the headline. There's my headline image. Then I'm going to click next. I'm going to click on the copy again. I'm just going to replace it with the copy I just copied for step 2. Hit done. Change the color to maybe gray or black. Put it at the top. And then again, I can play with the styles to see if maybe there's that one's good enough. And again, I can adjust it. I can rotate it. And I'm doing all this live on the phone. So you can kind of see how easy it is. And again, it's something that you can play with. Maybe I'll shift the colors to white. So now I have my step 2. I'll click save. So now you go through all your steps. You end up having 12 images. Essentially, you can do these 12 images in 15 minutes or less. Then what do you do with it? So if I wanted to, then I could take these images and I can go to Facebook, click on Reel, click Reel. I'll select my image 1. I almost forgot to select multiples. So I'm going to select multiple images. I'm going to select that one. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to select this one. Then I'm going to say process. And again, you can do this in TikTok as well. It's going to process it. It's going to put music behind it. I can pick whatever song I want. So I'm going to pick this one. I'm going to click next. Then once I'm in here, now I have opportunity to do even more stuff. So if I want to do special effects on this, I'll come into the effect editor, select the special effect that I want. I'll then go into captions if I want to, or I could put in copy if I want to put some verbiage in there. In this case, I'm just going to copy and paste what I had before. On the top left, you see the little microphone. I'm going to click the microphone. I'm going to pick a female's voice. So she's actually reading the actual headline. I'm then going to click done. And then you could add stickers, you could add everything else. Now, this is the point to where I can either share it on Facebook, or if I want to capture this video to use this video for YouTube or use this video for TikTok, I'll just click save and download. So essentially in less than 10 minutes, I've created images for content for repurposing. I've created a video for repurposing. I created a reel. And again, at the end, you just put a call of action and convert. Any questions?
And that was done in WordSwag, correct? That's the name of it?
Correct.
Okay. And were you using the free or paid version?
The paid version, only difference between the two, I'm using the paid one. The only difference is that it gives you more options. So at the bottom, the actual font styles, the free one maybe gave you 5. The paid one gives you like 30 or 40 of them.
Okay. Cool.
What's the difference between using that and Canva?
Well, I mean, Canva you have to pay a premium for, and this one I see it's an app, so it runs on your mobile device versus having to log into Canva. So I mean, Canva is great, but I have Photoshop as well. I'm going to use Photoshop versus using Canva every day, all day. This allows me to, on the fly, I can create an abundance of content without having to log into anything.
Yeah.
Can you
That's really cool.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask, does it just do like static images or is it video as well?
Yep. So there's that same company makes another platform.
Okay.
I'll show you that one really quick. Don't judge my emails as you see them, because I'm one of those people that, yes, I have almost 300,000 emails.
Yeah.
That gives me such anxiety.
See this story swag
Me
icon?
too, Lainey.
So,
yeah, I do.
Story swag is the one. It's the same, like this one where we just used was called Word Swag, and you can see the same branding. So Story Swag is the video version. Now, obviously, the video version, it's a subscription version. They have like free ones in there, right? So Pro is subscription, and then the free ones are just free. So you can kind of click on that, and you can use that template, and you can make videos with it as well too. But they interact with each other. At the end of Word Swag, at the bottom, if you look at the last screen, it'll ask you, do you want to animate? Right here, I want to animate your text, and if you click yes, then it's going to load the video swag.
Okay, got it.
And I say,
really
what's the first website with the headlines?
It's called Headliner. I'll pull up the screen again for you.
Sure, I'll drop it in the chat. I put Answer the Public in the chat also, which is a really good tool. So I'll pop the Headliner one in there too. I have it saved.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. Headliner is your best friend, man. It makes great. It also has email copy as well, and it does headlines. And again, you may be at 50%, and it'll help you get that extra 30% to get a better conversion.
I just need to find it. Hold tight. That's really cool. I actually, I never made a reel because I'm bad at those things, but that actually looks kind of easy to do.
It is. It's plug and play. I mean, it's just, again, like for me, I create information. So if I'm creating a list like I'm creating for you guys as 12 steps, then it makes it completely easy for me to kind of just go through, create 13 images, render them, create a reel, and then I'm done. And then I also have this video to support it as well.
And I say you mentioned that you'll never make it to 100 on the headliner. Do you find is there a number, there's a minimum that works better than others?
I would say 70. So again, all the 70s were good, but I also know that I've been using it long enough that I can get into the 80s. So all my headlines are essentially 80, 84. And every once in a while, I'll get a 70 that I can't budget from 70 after doing all the variables, and I'll just leave it at 70. So I would say 70 is look at it as like an exam. 70 is passing.
Got it.
There.
What may I ask, what are the platforms of your choice that you use these on?
These images?
Yes,
So
that you create content.
I'm omnipresent.
Everywhere.
I'm on all platforms all the time. I'm posting right now and I don't even know it. So that
Yeah,
includes Facebook,
SA
Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, so forth.
SA has everything automated for him. He is otherworldly. But I would say that for most normal people who probably have like 1 or 2 platforms, you just have to figure out what format works best for whatever platform your audience is on. So for me, what I was thinking with that is that on LinkedIn, that could be a good document post to have people click through the images, but also I like the idea of it as a video as well, because it would stand out in the news feed.
Yep. And that's why I show you the sizes. I mean, obviously, if you're doing Instagram, it's square. If you're doing Reels and Stories, it's the 6x19. If you're doing standard like Facebook, you can be squares, or it can be YouTube size, where you're doing the 16 by 9. So
16 by 9.
it has all the options there for you. You just have to figure out which platform. You could also do like thumbnails for YouTube on this as well too. So I mean, it's really flexible to whatever platform you want to use.
That's awesome. Thank you. Cool. Any other questions? We're going to have a few minutes to do breakouts. All
Cool.
right. Break us out, SA.